It's International Women's Day and we're here to celebrate the cultural, economic and social achievements of women around the world. I've got one amazing woman here with me. This is Patricia Bright. She is the new cover girl for Glamour. We're here to talk about all things International Women's Day.
I'm really excited as well. I love the idea of just empowering and supporting women, even just by telling my own story.
Tell me, has anybody really helped you on the ladder to success today? Is there one woman that particularly stands out who wasn't a member of your family?
I would say I've got loads of inspirations in the space of the internet and YouTube, and there's a lady called Marie Leo who's kind of like a motivational speaker. She has this amazing course, and I remember her just sharing her story and just being really inspired by her in this digital space.
As a young black woman growing up in the UK today, did you feel that opportunities were open to you, or did you feel you often faced brick walls and closures?
I felt like things would be maybe a touch harder for me because, one, woman, two, black, that not necessarily everyone would know where I came from or necessarily relate to me. But, you know, I was lucky enough to be part of two things. So when I got my first job, the way I ended up getting that job was by attending something called the Women in Technology Dinner. And I was also part of a community called SEO, which was to get black people into all the top investment banks, all the top law firms, and all the top kind of financial institutions. So I had the backing to get myself into those circles so that whatever limitations there were, that I could at least try and be part of a community who would support me through them. But the fact that I needed to be part of things like that to get the roles obviously shows that there were some barriers, but I was happy that there were opportunities like that for me.
Who told you about these opportunities?
Very hard to know because growing up, I didn't know. So I first worked in investment banking before I started becoming a YouTuber, and I studied accounting, and I met a guy who was on a finance course, and he got a job at a bank, and he's like, there's really good opportunities. Check out the website for one of the first firms that I worked for. And there was an opportunity to come for this Women in Technology dinner.
What do you think the biggest barrier is for young women today who are trying to succeed in the workplace?
I think one of the barriers is sometimes not believing that you can necessarily do it. And I think it's really important for girls to know that you can break through it and you can bring your feminine energy to a space and actually make it better.
Do you think that maybe when you say bring your feminist energy, do you think that women feel they can't be themselves? Do you think they feel that they need to be maybe more reserved or more masculine in some way?
I do feel like people feel like they have to go one way or the other. So I'm quite a dominant woman sometimes. I'm like, oh, maybe I should be a bit more girly. And then there are some who are a bit more maybe reserved and they think maybe they need to change themselves. But I think that every individual, the best way to be successful is to be your best version of yourself. There isn't an issue with it. You just have to kind of own that and share it with the teams or the people that you work with, that this is the way you are, and they can adapt themselves to work with you.
Can you think of a time that you've made a crack in your glass ceiling that you feel particularly proud of?
I feel like I'm doing that now with my own YouTube channel and just kind of creating my own space and my own businesses. And I've worked with different management companies and agencies in the past, which often were run by men. But, you know, I decided to kind of bring a lot of stuff in-house and partner and employ more women and more girls, not for positive discrimination, but just because I connect with them as well. And I feel like the fact that I'm able to do that and be in that position is breaking a glass ceiling.
Have you ever had a time where you faced discrimination at work, and how did you deal with it?
I'm not sure if it was that I felt that it was specifically discrimination, maybe feeling a little bit left out. As I keep mentioning, I was really in a male-dominated environment, and it's like, oh, don't really know how to get involved. You know, you're talking about the football or your favourite beers and that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, I like lipstick, but I'm not going to have that conversation. For me, overcoming it was kind of having to just get involved. Like when they went down to the pub, I would join them at the pub and have a beer.
Can you think of a time as a woman that you've triumphed over tragedy?
I wouldn't say triumphed over tragedy. I'll just say triumphed, you know, childbirth and being a mum. I feel like that to me,
definitely a triumph.
Childbirth is a triumph. And, you know, being self-employed as well and a mum and having to combine the two.
How do you juggle it all? How do you make it all work?
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
It is quite hard to make it work, but I think routine, order, and just, you know, being that multitasking woman is the way to make it work.
What does feminism mean to you today?
For me personally, feminism means appreciating the difference between men and women. I feel fundamentally we're very different, and the values that women have are extremely extraordinary in my opinion, and it should be on the same level and we should be treated in the same way that men are, even though we are different.
What hopes and dreams do you have for women, for your daughter in the future?
I hope that women will feel confident to embody themselves as they are, and that they don't have to change or adapt or be more one way or more another way to fit in or to get what they actually deserve as a human being in life.
So for more videos like this, and if you want to see what happened behind the scenes of my cover shoot, make sure you subscribe to the Glamour UK YouTube channel.